ਵੈਲਕਮ ਬੈਕ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਰੋਡ ਟੂਡੇ 360 ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਮਨਨ ਗੁਪਤਾ ਔਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਐਸਟੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ 'ਚ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਖਾਸ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਰੋਬਰਟ ਸਕੇਪਰ ਜੀ ਹਾਂ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਵੈਲ ਰਿਨਾਊਂਡ ਆਥਰ ਔਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਅਕਾਊਂਟਿੰਗ ਔਰ ਬੁੱਕ ਕੀਪਿੰਗ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਟੈਕਸ ਬਚਾਉਣਾ ਹੈ ਐਕਸਕਲੂਸਿਵਲੀ ਵਰਕਿੰਗ ਇਨ ਦ ਫੀਲਡ ਆਫ ਟਰਾਂਸਪੋਰਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਟਰੱਕਿੰਗ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਔਰ ਓਨਰਸ ਆਪਰੇਟਰਸ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਸੋ ਰੋਬਰਟ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਬੈਕ
Thank you very much.
I know I was in Punjabi, but this is the language which our viewers mostly speak and converse into. So, and I know you are serving a lot of Indo-Canadians.
Very many. Yes.
So tell us something about where do you operate initially? Where is your headquarters? And I know.
We have our headquarters in Steinbach, Manitoba.
Okay.
We also have an office in Winnipeg and Winkler.
Okay.
Our firm speaks approximately, I think, 7 or 9 different languages.
Wow, that's good.
We have a lot of Eastern European and also Asian, Indian,
Sri Lankan, Punjabi, and
all of them. Yeah, we enjoy them a great deal.
Absolutely.
And we have some really good employees that serve that market very well.
Exactly, and actually I was very pleased when when I went to your open house last week. You have Krishna Joshi. She's a new Canadian and she's managing your Mississauga branch. So welcome to the Greater Toronto area.
Thank you very much. We enjoyed it. We're very pleased to be at the Husky truck stop. It is a great location.
Right.
And Krishna is she's been with us for 3 years.
Right.
She was our office manager in Winnipeg.
Right.
And now she came here to Toronto.
Wonderful. That's really nice. So ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਰੋਬਰਟ ਨੇ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਟੈਕਸ ਸੇਵਿੰਗ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਲੀਗਲ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਫ ਯੂ ਫੋਲੋ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ CRA ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅਪਰੂਵਡ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਨੇ ਓਨਲੀ ਥਿੰਗ ਇਜ਼ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਲਿਟਲ ਮੋਰ ਲੇਬਰ intensive. You have to have an accountant which knows the system, which can feed into all that data, and that data has to be fed in month after month. So how does your organization helps or offers such services?
Well, primarily I tackle it by educating the driver first.
Right.
Without the driver actually knowing the system itself, it doesn't really help anything. There has to be a very close relationship between the driver and the operator, and the first 3 to 6 months is more an intense month-by-month training. And it's very time-consuming. We have developed
several
ways in which to train operators.
Okay.
We have podcasts that they can download from our website. But more importantly, when a person is assigned to a workstation, that workstation works with the driver or the operator on a month-by-month basis, saying, okay, now we need more of this, we don't need that, this is what we have to move towards, and this is how you manage your cash in a corporation and the like. And so it takes approximately 3 to 6 months for an operator to learn the system.
To get accustomed to the
the way to do it, because it's much more on a month-by-month basis,
right?
Rather than on a quarterly or a yearly basis.
Okay.
And it's a growing experience. Once an operator understands the system, though, they actually physically see where they are saving the taxes.
Right.
And it's very encouraging. Even I've had clients who've been operators for 30 years.
Right.
And once they use the system, lights go on and they understand more what they're making and what they're not making. It is a much better system, in my opinion, for training individuals.
So if any of our viewers, if they are based, say, for example, in the Eastern Canada, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, if they want to utilize the expertise of your professional corporation, accounting firm, how can they approach you? How can they start that?
Well, first of all, you have to contact us use our 800 number. But we do have clients coast to coast.
Okay.
And we do a fair bit of work paperless.
Okay.
Everything online.
Using technology.
Technology, that's for sure. We have our own IT department that builds modules that helps the driver use the system faster, easier, and the like. So we are continuously growing and helping and serving our clients much clearer, so that they can understand the system much better. Once they're in the system and they see on an annual basis what they're saving, they're very encouraged. We have low turnover from that regard.
Absolutely, that does make sense. And like you mentioned, your staff speaks about 8 to 10 languages.
Yes.
So if anybody calling and if they are not conversant or fluent in English, they can get their queries answered in other languages.
Exactly.
Right? And I know Krishna does speak Hindi, Punjabi, and Gujarati. So that's a great tool with your team. Tell us, Robert, since you are so much heavily involved in the transportation industry and focused on owner-operators. When an owner-operator, buys an equipment, new truck, a trailer, sometimes they don't know whether they need to lease it, they need to own it, or lease to own. So these terms can be very confusing at times, right?
Yes.
So, based upon your rich experience, tell our viewers or share, some finer points.
Yes. And this is a question that I get asked an awful lot, probably at least once a month.
Okay.
And the answer, I'll give you the bottom line answer.
Right.
Bottom line answer is if you all can, own it.
Okay.
Leasing it has two disadvantages in the industry.
Okay.
The first disadvantage has to do with the non-control that you have over the vehicle.
Okay.
For instance, if you have an accident, somebody hits you and the truck is destroyed. Sometimes at some companies, the leaseor or myself would not be able to negotiate with the insurance company what the buyout price is.
Okay.
The owner or the leasing company would negotiate that.
Okay.
So that's the loss of control is a very important thing. The second thing has to do a little bit with interest. Prior to 2000 and 2001, the entire Canadian leasing trucking industry, there was very little difference between leasing and owning. There was a buyout figure with interest on both of them. But after 2001 recession, a lot of financing companies just talked about your lease payments, which automatically we all understand it has interest in it. But if you are halfway through a lease and you want to upgrade your truck or trade it off or it's wrecked or something like that, they just talk about lease payments, which includes the interest right to the end. So you're paying interest on an asset that you don't have anymore, and for off into the future you haven't even borrowed. I go through a very quick illustration in my second book talking about this issue of where an individual should have been able to borrow money for it. He put $25,000 down on a truck, and then he drove for 6 months making $3,500 a month payments, and then somebody hit him, it was a destroyed truck. And then the leasing company negotiated with the insurance company, and he ended up having to pay $10,000 because he had 5.5 years of lease payments left, which also, of course, included interest. Now, there are things out there in the market like top-up insurance and other stuff as well, but that places an owner-operator underwater, upside down, just to start off with. And so what I generally always lean towards is if you at all can own it, and then you can buy it out. You don't have to pay off interest in the future. You have actual control of that asset, and that's very important.
Well, that's coming from Robert Scheper. He's an expert, focused on trucking and transportation industry, serving the industry for over 25 years now. He's an MBA by profession. He's an author. So definitely his input, his thoughts are very well received. Robert, you wrote, your recent book is Choosing a Trucking Company, How to Choose a Trucking Company. So I know we have very limited time left, but tell us, for newcomers, if they want to embrace trucking industry, they get their AZ license and then they have to start working somewhere. What should be, say, top 5 things they should look at a trucking company?
Top 5. This is specifically for an independent operator, so you own your own truck. You have to take a look at the contract to make sure that you're going to be able to make money. That's and there are different types of contracts. There are one with, say, fuel cap versus fuel subsidy. The industry has moved away from fuel cap and now is mostly in fuel subsidy. The biggest thing is understanding that all of your expenses are going to be met and you're going to make money over and above it. Charting out a contract is very important. But I always say the number one thing, that is threaded through the entire second book has to do with respect.
Okay.
Does the trucking company respect their drivers?
Wow.
It is, in my opinion, it is the key issue when it comes to turnover.
Right.
If a trucking company has good policy and good rapport with their drivers, that they truly respect them, you will find that you will be treated fairly,
Yeah.
and then you'll be able to have the best opportunity for making money.
Very good. Well, this is Robert Scheper, and I will again encourage our viewers to do log on to his website. His toll-free number is available on the screens as well. You should read these two books, and if you want to know more about Robert Scheper, he is here in the Greater Toronto area. They have opened their office at the Husky Truck Stop in Dixie and Shawson area of Mississauga. So, Robert, thank you very much for sharing your valuable thoughts with our viewers. We wish you all the very best, and we look forward to welcoming your crew at the 9th Annual Road Today Show in Brampton in May.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
It was a great pleasure having Robert with us. So आज का साडा आज ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ Road Today 360 ਅਗਲੇ ਹਫਤੇ ਨਵੀਂ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਨਵੇਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੋੜਾਂਗੇ। ਤਦ ਤੱਕ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਔਰ ਸਾਡਾ ਰੱਬ ਰਾਖਾ। ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਸ਼ੁਕਰੀਆ। Stay tuned with Punjab Television.